Modern Warfare 3 is one of the most controversial games in the Call of Duty franchise, and we haven't even gotten it in our hands yet. It's not hard to see why, though. 2022's Modern Warfare 2 was supposed to be a 2-year game, but after failing player counts and internal changes, the decision was made to turn the planned paid DLC into a full-fledged game. In the community, they're split. On one hand, people are rightfully upset that they're going to be expecting to pay for another full game after they were told that there wouldn't be another full game. On the other hand, Modern Warfare 2 is not a very popular game, so a lot of members of the community are excited for a potentially improved gameplay experience later this year. Personally, I'm in the middle, but I want to be on the optimistic side for this video, and I want to go over ways I think Modern Warfare 3 could actually be the savior that the franchise needs right now. I know that's very deep and very loaded, but I want you to hear me out. Drop a like, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, and the first reason is simply the maps. One of the biggest issues with Modern Warfare 2 is map design. Infinity Ward loves to make maps that are complicated, realistic, full of things like awkward sightlines and doors. Sledgehammer, they're much more straightforward, old school with their map design, usually sticking to 3-lane philosophy to encourage engagement and prevent camping. Games like Advanced Warfare and COD World War II were extremely married to the 3-lane design, and even though Vanguard wasn't that great, it had better maps than people were expecting, mainly because of Sledgehammer's dedication to the 3-lane design. Even if the gameplay of Modern Warfare 3 ends up being a total copy-paste of Modern Warfare 2, I think Sledge's map design could improve the experience vastly, make things a lot more engaging than they have been over the last few years. Next up, community engagement. It is no secret that Infinity Ward is often very hesitant to take community feedback into account. Sledgehammer, they've always been one of the most community-driven companies working in this franchise. They have, to the point that they've completely overhauled COD World War II's multiplayer after the community was unhappy with the way it launched. Vanguard also made a ton of changes based on community feedback, even if it clashed with the game's original vision. So even though Sledgehammer's games don't get the best reviews from COD players, nobody can deny Sledge is much more eager to please the community than Infinity Ward has been over the last few years, and that could be a very, very good thing for Modern Warfare 3. At number 8, commitment to fun. Yep, another nice thing about Sledge is their commitment to a fun experience. Instead of a commitment to realism, Infinity Ward loves to make their games super realistic to a degree, while Sledge, they want to have fun. Granted, this got them in trouble with Vanguard because their dedication to wacky fun ended up clashing pretty hard with the World War II setting, but it's 2023 now. I think the COD community could use a little lighthearted gameplay that isn't afraid to get goofy as long as the end result is fun. Modern Warfare 2 took itself very seriously, and that was part of the reason why the gameplay was so slow. COD Vanguard may have been a tonal nightmare, but at least Sledgehammer did something fun with the gameplay by cranking up the pace and making those maps more straightforward than the game before it. I think their commitment to a fun game is exactly what we need right now. The minimap. The minimap. According to new leaks, the minimap is going to be closer to the OG version, meaning red dots will appear when an enemy fires a weapon without silencer. I know, it's groundbreaking. The minimap functioning this way for so many years was part of the reason why Call of Duty played the way it did. The red dots on the minimap made the game much more easier to follow and made sure everybody in the lobby always knew where the action was, which made it harder to camp and a lot easier to get into the action. It also made the game feel a lot less RNG because you weren't getting randomly shot in the back nearly as often. The classic minimap returning in Modern Warfare 3 is huge. Huge. If it's true, it's going to have a massive impact on people's enjoyment of this game. Ninja is back. In addition to the classic minimap, it's also been leaked from very reliable sources that the classic Ninja perk will return, albeit called something else. Being able to turn your footstep audio down without needing a time power-up like the new version of Dead Silence was a major reason why Call of Duty was so fast-paced back in the day. You could take a perk with you at any time to turn down your footsteps. Made it easier to get behind enemy lines, rack up the kills. Making Ninja a perk again with a new name, is a huge deal. And it seems to indicate that Sledgehammer wants Modern Warfare 3 to play faster and more old school than other recent COD titles. Again, everything we've heard about the game so far seems to be a deliberate attempt to pander to old school players. That's a good thing. Scrapyard. This is one of the best maps in the classic Modern Warfare 2 game, and even though it was remade in 2019, it looks like it's coming back again. Now, I do think it's a little strange to remake the map again just a few years after the first remake, but at this point, who cares? It's a good map. If you ask me, the 2019 version was ruined by all the gameplay changes, like the lack of classic minimaps, the lack of Dead Silence, and the atrocious spawn engine that Modern Warfare 2019 utilized. By improving those things and bringing Scrapyard back again, could finally give us the opportunity to play the map in a modern COD engine and actually be fun. Let's stay on that note. Terminal. I've called Terminal the best map in COD history multiple times on this channel, and I stand by that. It originally appeared in Classic Modern Warfare 2, was remade multiple times, so I think it's good to have it back. I agree with members of the community that the reliance on remade content is annoying. I get it. But when it comes to this game, when it comes to Modern Warfare 3 specifically, I think some classic maps are exactly what we need. The gameplay will be more old school and the pace will be much faster than recent games, so why not bring back old school maps that we know play well? Terminal? It's been absent from Call of Duty since Infinite Warfare, I think, so it was long overdue for a remake. I'm on board with this one. 8th generation versions. It's a little weird for a 2023 Call of Duty game to be releasing on the PS4 and the Xbox One, but since that game is being built off of Modern Warfare 2 assets, and Modern Warfare 2 was an 8th generation console, it means Modern Warfare 3 will be on the One and the PS4, and ultimately, it's okay. I know a lot of people have left those consoles behind already, but if the game can run on old consoles and it won't hold the final product back, I'm okay. Allow people to play the game. Modern Warfare 2 ran on the One and the PS4 well enough, and if Modern Warfare 3 is going to be technically on par with that, I think it's safe to assume it will run on those consoles pretty good. I'm fully expecting COD 2024, Treyarch's COD, to leave the 8th gen completely behind. But this one, make it as accessible as you can. According to the leaks, it will indeed be released on the PS4 and the Xbox One, so it should be a very accessible game, which is a good thing if the gameplay is as much of an improvement over Modern Warfare 2 as I'm hoping. Steam launch. Now, MW2 is the first Call of Duty game in years to launch its PC version on Steam. It was a good thing for the community. Ever since Black Ops 4, Activision made the decision to keep their PC version of COD on Blizzard's Battle.net launcher, but that led to a lot of expected features being axed. Player counts gone, Steam forums gone, user reviews gone, so on and so forth. By making Modern Warfare 3 available on Steam from day one, which is the plan, it will mean PC players will more likely be able to get in on the fun. It will mean the entire COD community has access to Steam's forums and user reviews to discuss the state of the game and make their opinions heard much easier. COD being on Steam is a good thing. Regardless of whether you play on console or PC, it doesn't matter. And finally, desperation. This is a bit of a weird one, but I think it's probably the most important thing about the game as a whole. Activision is in desperation mode. The whole reason why Modern Warfare 3 is coming out this year in the first place is because Activision is in D mode. Call of Duty needs a win. They do. After Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 drove so many people away from the series, they need a win. The gameplay absolutely needs to be improved. The content flow needs to be improved. If the game fails, it could genuinely be the end of Call of Duty's time at the top of the FPS market. Modern Warfare 3 absolutely needs to succeed, and that means Sledgehammer and Activision are going to be forced to have their ear to the pulse of the community whether they like it or not, which means they have no choice but to make this game the exact thing the community needs and is asking for. Now, will they be able to keep up with what we want? I don't know. But at this point, it's what they need to do. They can't take risks. They can't go against the community wishes, and they can't take the chance of pushing more people away. Desperation mode. And as weird as it sounds, that could lead to Modern Warfare 3 being the best Call of Duty game in years. Let me know what you guys think. Am I completely off my rocker here, or do we have a chance?